This is our family property.
The whole idea of this magical time travel experience back into a time of the Vanderbilts, that's what we're trying to connect with our guests.
Biltmore was originally created for my great-grandfather, George Washington Vanderbilt.
Biltmore House began to be put together in 1888 by my great-grandfather, George Vanderbilt,
who came here originally with his mother in the late 1800s to visit Asheville, fell in love with the region, and decided to create his country home here.
And he finally had it all together in 1895 and opened the house for the first time for his friends and family at Christmas of that year.
Well, my brother and I both grew up out here, and when we were kids, we spent time in the house, and we were just like any other kids. We would play, we would find things to do, hide and seek, bowling in the bowling alley. I'm Deanie Pickering. I am the president of the family office and vice chair of our board of directors, and it's been my pleasure to work for my father for many years, and when he retired, now my brother Bill Cecil is the CEO.
Well, my name is William Amherst Vanderbilt Cecil Jr. Everybody knows me as Bill Cecil. I'm with Biltmore Estate here in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm the president and chief executive officer since 1995.
In 1930, the Chamber of Commerce came to my grandmother and asked them if they would consider opening the house to the public as a way to stimulate the local economy. And they agreed to do so. And it wasn't until the mid-50s that the last of the family stopped living in the house.
It shifted from being a big agricultural entity to a travel and tourism destination as we were growing up.
The estate was always the family business because in George's day there was an active dairy that was very profitable. And I would like to just give my father huge credit where credit is due. And he came back from a working career in New York, being a banker in the 1960s, because at that time it had been losing quite a bit of money each year. It was very expensive to maintain, and we didn't have the guests coming through that we needed to sustain it. So he put a lot of effort into marketing the property and really putting it on the map, establishing Biltmore as a tourism mecca destination.
When I tell people that I am from Asheville, North Carolina, they always say, "Oh, that's where the Biltmore House is."
We welcome every guest that comes, we make them feel like they're guests of the Vanderbilts, which in fact they are.
I was a visitor here in 1978. I was in the 8th grade, and this was our 8th grade trip, and this was the first time I'd ever been on the estate. And I was in complete awe of the grandeur of the house, the estate itself. I'm Cindy Clark. I'm the executive director of the UNC Asheville Family Business Forum. I wanted to nominate the Biltmore Estate and the Cecil family for Family Business of the Year because I've seen them go through transition, and I've seen them do it right, and I've seen them work at it. It's not something that's easy. Transition is hard. Succession planning is difficult to talk about. I think what this family has that I'd like to see other families do more of is communicate.
Well, right now our children in Generation 5, as we call it, are interested in the property.
Well, we have 5 children in the next generation. My brother has 3 children. My husband and I have 2. And we have been involving them in the plans for the business since they were 8 years old.
We think it would be great if one or all of them, for that matter, decided to have an active role in Biltmore's future.
When they reach the age of 18, they all go on our board of directors. And so they have an opportunity to see how these business decisions are made and hopefully help us make them and shape the future, because this is their future as well.
Particularly what I really am touched by is how committed they are to preserving not just the legacy of Biltmore, but the land, what Biltmore means to Western North Carolina. It's one of our largest employers. They are so good to their employees, and I think that is huge.
I think receiving this award is a wonderful honor for our family and for our community.
Well, I think it's a tremendous honor. It shows a lot of work from a lot of different people for a lot of years, trying to figure out exactly where we are and how we move this family business forward.
I certainly have to give credit to a lot of people that helped us get here. I mean, we have an incredible team, but I also want to recognize the commitment of our family in sustaining this business through thick and thin. There have been challenges through the years, And I'm just really proud of what my family's been able to accomplish.